Hello students, let's continue with the alkenes. Okay, the next part of the hydrocarbon, which is the alkenes. Alkenes are the unsaturated hydrocarbons containing at least one double bond in their structure, in their carbon hydrogen structure. One carbon carbon double bond is present. Okay, and the general formula for alkene, is CnH2n. Okay, CnH2n. Alkenes are also known as olefins. Okay, olefins, oil forming compounds. Since since the first member ethylene or ethene was found from an oily liquid on the reaction with chlorine. Okay, structure of double bond. Carbon carbon double bond in alkene consists of one strong sigma bond whose bond enthalpy is 397 kilojoule per mole. Due to head-on overlapping of sp2 hybridized orbitals and one weak pi bond obtained by the lateral sideway overlapping of the two p orbitals of the two carbon atoms, the double bond is shorter in bond length from 134 picometers than the carbon-carbon single bond 154 picometers. You have already read that pi bonds is weaker than that of the sigma bonds due to their sidewise overlapping, okay, between two p orbitals. Thus the presence of pi bond makes alkenes behave as a source of loosely held mobile electrons. Therefore alkenes are easily attacked by reagents or compounds which are in search of electrons. Such reagents are called electrophilic reagents. Okay, such reagents are called as electrophilic reagents. The presence of weaker pi bond makes alkenes unstable molecule in comparison to that of the alkanes, and hence alkene can be changed into single bond compounds by combining with the electrophilic reagents. Strength of the double bond is 681 kilojoule per mole, which is greater than that of the carbon-carbon single bond in ethane bond, which is 348 kilojoule per mole. Orbital diagram of ethene can be shown like this. Here sp2 hybridized 3 orbitals of carbons are reacted with 1, 2, 3 and 4 hydrogens. Okay, and one head-on overlapping between the hybridized sp2 orbitals of the carbon is present out here. Okay, so here sp2 sigma bond is formed out here. sp2 sigma bond is formed out here. But for the formation of pi bond, here we can see that the carbon containing the two p blocks here, two p orbitals here, which are on distorting each other. Okay, which on distort with each other, and they form the pi bond. Okay, they form the pi bond, pi cloud here. Okay, which is seen in the B diagram, and the length of the pi bond and the sigma bond is shown here. That the carbon hydrogen is having the bond length of 110 picometer, while the pi bond is having the carbon double bond carbon is having the bond length of 134 picometer. The angle between the carbon and hydrogen bond here is 121.7 degree, and between the hydrogen and hydrogen bond with carbon is 116.6 degree. Okay, next, some of the compounds which are in the alkene groups are propene, but1-ene, but2-ene, buta-1,3-diene. Okay, 2-methyl prop-1-ene. This type of compounds can be seen here. What is the isomerism here? So you can see structure isomerism here. Okay, in the but1-ene, okay, or but2-ene, which are having the same molecular formula but have different position for double bond here. Okay, similarly methyl 2-methyl prop-1-ene. Okay, three different structures are here, so therefore they can possess structural isomerism. Okay, geometrical isomerism. In geometrical isomerism, if if we can see here, xx are positioned symmetrically and yy are positioned symmetrically, then this type of compounds are weaker than that of the xy positioned alternatively to each other. Okay, What is the reason here? The reason here is the steric hindrance. Okay, the reason here is the steric hindrance. This type of compounds are known as the cis and trans compounds. Okay, cis and trans compounds. And this type of isomerism is known as the stereoisomerisms. Okay, so in the cis isomers, the the like side chains are having the 90 degree, the compound are having the 90 degree with each other difference. Okay, 90 degree with each other difference. But in case of trans, they are having 180 degree difference with each other. Okay, so here when two bulky groups are present very near to each other, due to this reason repulsion occurs between them. Okay, bond repulsion occurs between them, and due to this reason this double bonds length increases, which makes the compound more weaker as comparison to that of the trans condition here. Okay, in trans condition where the bulky groups are on the opposite side to each other, due to which the steric hindrance is lagged here, and due to this reason only the bond length here is smaller than as comparison to that of the cis compounds. Okay, so but the boiling point here is more for that of the cis compound in comparison to that of the trans compounds here. Okay, in comparison to the trans compound here, cis compound forms an alkene into found to be more polar. Okay, cis compounds are more polar than the trans form. For example, dipole moment for cis to butene is 0.33, while for the trans it is almost zero, and it cannot be said that trans butene is a non-polar. This can be understood by drawing geometry of the two forms here, that due to presence of two alkyl group on the same position. Okay, on the same position, the del positive and del negative charges are easily developed in the case of cis compounds here, but in case of trans compound here, the del negative and del positive charge developed here cancel out each other, due to which they are having the magnetron value as 0. Okay, their dipole moment as 0. In case of solids, it is observed that the trans isomers have higher melting point than the cis forms. Geometrical or cis trans isomers is also known by alkene by the types XYC double bond CXZ, XYC CZW. Okay. Now the preparation for the alkenes by alkynes. Okay, first is the by alkynes. When alkynes are hydrolyzed, when alkynes are hydrogenated in the presence of catalyst, such as pelletized charcoal. Okay, with palladium, also known as Lindlar catalyst. Okay, also known as Lindlar's catalyst. Then cis alkenes are produced out. For producing trans-alkene, alkynes are hydrogenated in the presence of lithium, in the presence of sodium and liquid ammonia. Okay, it produces trans-alkenes. Okay, it produces trans-alkenes. Some examples are taken out here, as ethine is taken, then ethene is produced out in the presence of charcoal, Lindlar's reagent, Lindlar's catalyst, which is palladium and charcoal. Okay. Next, from alkyl halides, we can prepare alkenes from the alkyl halides also. There, dehydrogenation of the alkyl halides is done with alcoholic potash. Okay, this reaction is known as dehalogenation. Okay, here, removal of halogen acids. This is an example of the beta elimination reaction. Okay, what happens here? Here the here the halides, okay, alkyl halides are treated with alcoholic KOH and heated, which causes the removal of HX acid, which causes the removal of hydrogen acid and formation of alkene here. Okay. Next, from vicinal dihalides. Okay, from vicinal dihalides. Dihalide in which two halogen atoms are attached to form adjacent carbon atoms are known as vicinal dihalides. Okay, so vicinal dihalides or on treatment with zinc metal lose a molecule of ZnX2 to form an alkene. This reaction is known as dehalogenation. Okay, here when CH2Br, two CH2Br molecules are reacted with zinc, then double bond formation between carbon atoms is done, and ZnBr2 has been removed out here. Okay, so vicinal halides when reacted with zinc forms alkenes here. Okay, next from alcohol by acidic dehydration. Okay, from alcohols by acidic dehydration. You have also known that homologous series that alcohols are the hydroxy derivatives of alkanes. They are represented by ROH. Okay, they are represented by ROH, where R is CnH2n plus 1 alkyl group. Alcohols on heating with concentrated sulfuric acid forms alkenes with the elimination of one water molecule. Since a water molecule is eliminated from the alcohol molecule in the presence of an acid, this reaction is known as acidic dehydration of alcohol. Okay, acidic dehydration of alcohols. This reaction is also an example of the beta elimination reaction, since OH group takes out one hydrogen atom from the beta carbon atom. Okay, so here this OH group will take either this hydrogen or this hydrogen or this hydrogen. Okay, any one of this hydrogen with it to form water here in the presence of concentrated H2SO4, and on heating it. Okay, ethene will be formed out here with water molecule. Okay. Next, what are some of the physical properties of alkenes? Alkenes as a class resembles alkanes in physical properties. Okay. Except in types of isomerism and difference in polar nature. The first three members are gaseous. Okay. The first three members are gaseous. The next 14 are liquids. The next 14 members of the alkene homologous series are liquids, and the higher ones are the solids, ethene is a colorless gas with a faint sweet smell. Okay, ethene is a colorless gas with a faint sweet smell. All other alkenes are colorless and odorless, insoluble in water but fairly soluble in non-polar solvents like benzene, ether, petroleum ether, etc. Okay, they show regular increase in boiling point with the increase in size. Every CS2 group added increases the boiling point of ethenes by 20 to 30 Kelvin. Okay, chemical properties. What are some of the chemical properties? Addition of dihydrogen. Alkenes add up one molecule of dihydrogen gas in the presence of finely divided nickel, palladium or platinum to form alkenes. Okay, next, addition of halogens. Halogens like bromine or chlorine add up to alkenes to form vicinal dihalides. However, iodine does not shows addition reaction under normal condition. The reddish orange color of bromine solution in carbon tetrachloride is discharged when bromide adds up to an unsaturation site. This reaction is used as a test for unsaturation. Addition to the halogens to alkenes is an example of electrophilic addition reaction involving cyclic halonium ion formation, which you will study in the higher classes. Okay, next, the reaction here is showing that when ethene is reacted with Br2 in the presence of carbon tetrachloride, okay, in the presence of carbon tetrachloride, then CH2Br, CH2Br, 1,2-dibromoethane is been formed out here. Okay, addition of hydrogen halides. Hydrogen halides such as HCl, HBr, HI adds up to alkenes to form alkyl halides. Okay, to form alkyl halides. The order of reactivity for the hydrogen halide is HI is more reactive than HBr is more reactive than HCl. Like addition of halogens to alkenes, addition of hydrogen halides is also an example of electrophilic addition reaction. Let's illustrate by taking some addition of HBr here. Okay, so CH2 double bond CH2 plus HBr, when it is added here, then one hydrogen will be added towards one of the carbon atom, and one the Br will be added to the one of the carbon atom here. Okay, so here addition reaction of HBr to unsymmetrical alkenes, which is done according to the Markovnikov rule. Okay, which is done according to the Markovnikov rule. What is Markovnikov rule? Markovnikov, a Russian chemist, suggested a generalization in 1869 after studying such reactions in detail. This generalization led Markovnikov to frame a rule called Markovnikov rule. The rule stated that negative part of the addendum, okay, adding molecule, negative part of the addendum, which is the adding molecule, gets attached to that a carbon atom which possesses lesser number of hydrogen. Okay, the negative part of the addendum or the adding molecule gets attached to the carbon atom which possesses lesser number of hydrogen atom. Thus, according to this rule, product one, that is if I am taking compound here, prop 1 okay, which is reacted with hydrogen bromide here. So the first product here is CH3CHBr CH3, okay, 2-bromopropane, 2-bromopropane. Okay, so this will be done according to the Markovnikov rule only. And the second product is CH3CH2CH2Br, 1-bromopropane. Okay, so the first, the according to this rule, product 1, that is 2-bromopropane, is expected. Okay, the first product is expected, and the second product is unexpected but can be found in some special condition. But the according to Markovnikov rule, the first product is highly expected here. Okay, but in some cases it is seen that the Markovnikov rule is just been reversed. Okay, so let's see first the mechanism here for the Markovnikov rule. Hydrogen bromide provides an electrophile H plus ion which attacks the double bond to form the carbocation of the compound of the prop 1 in. Okay, here this H plus ion attack here, and it forms out the carbocation here. Okay, breaks up the pi bond here and forms out the carbocation here. Then this H gets attached to the middle carbon here. Okay, now this is very less stable due to presence of carbocation here. So in order to balance this carbocation, the hydrogen from the middle carbon atom displaces towards the uh, corner carbon atom to form CH3 here. Okay, to form the CH3 here. Now carbocation is came towards the middle of the group. Okay, middle of this chain. Now this bromine will attach to this middle of the chain to form out the 2-bromo propane here. Okay, 2-bromo propane. Next, anti-Markovnikov rule or peroxide effect or Kharashk effect. Okay, this is the reverse of the Markovnikov rule. In the presence of peroxide, okay, if we are taking peroxide, addition of HBr to unsymmetrical alkenes like propene take place contrary to the Markovnikov rule. It is just reverse of the Markovnikov rule. This happens only with hydrogen bromide, but not with HCl and HI. Okay, it is only applicable to hydrogen bromide only, not with HCl and not with hydrogen iodide. Okay, this addition reaction was observed by MS Kharas and Fr. Mayo in 1933 in the University of Chicago. This reaction is also known as peroxide or Kharas effect or addition reaction of anti to Markovnikov rule. Here, when I am taking bromine, okay, prop 1 in with hydrobromo acid in the presence of peroxide, okay, organic peroxide such as C6H5CO2 O2, okay. Here CH3 CH2 CH2Br means 1-bromopropane will be formed out here. What is the mechanism in the presence of peroxide here? Peroxide effect proceeds via free radical mechanism here. Okay, it proceeds via free radical mechanism here. The benzoyl peroxides on homolysis produces C6H5 C double bond O. Okay, where and C6H5 is further converted into a free radical here with 2CO2. Decarboxylation has been done out here. Now this free radical reacts with HBr to form C6H6Br. Okay. Next, CH3 CH double bond CH2 here, it will react with the free radical of bromine and homolysis will be done here, and CH3 CH CH2 free radical plus Br, which is a less stable primary free radical here will be produced out. Next, when more stable primary free radical will be also formed out here, CH3 CH CH2 Br. Now CH3CH CH2Br will react with another molecule of HBr and break out this HBr and takes this H in its middle free radical part of the carbon and form CH3CH2 CH2Br, 1-bromopropane. Okay. Next is the addition of sulfuric acid. Okay, cold concentrated sulfuric acid adds to alkene in accordance with the Markovnikov rule to form alkyl hydrogen sulfate by electrophilic addition reaction. Okay, here CH2 double bond CH2 plus H2SO4. Okay, so here this reaction will take place and CH3 CH2O SO2 OH or C2H5HSO4 ethyl hydrogen sulfate is formed out here. Now on further, CH3, CH2 double bond CH2 when reacted with H2SO4, then CH3, CH, CH2, OSO2, OH, propyl hydrogen sulfate will be formed out. Next, addition of water. In the presence of few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid, alkene react with water to form alcohols in accordance with the Markovnikov rule. Okay, in accordance with the Markovnikov rule. Here, 2-methyl propene, 2-methyl propene is formed out here. And on hydrogenation of it, on hydrolysis of it, and hydrolysis of it, we will form 2-methyl propane 2-ol. Okay, 2-methyl propane 2-ol. Oxidation. Next is the oxidation. Alkenes on reaction with cold dilute aqueous solution of potassium permanganate or Bayer's reagent. Okay, cold dilute aqueous solution of potassium permanganate or Bayer's reagent produces vicinal glycol. Decolorization of KMnO4 solution is used as a test for unsaturation. Okay, CH2 double bond CH2 when reacted with water, oxygen, and in the presence of dilute KMnO4 at 273 Kelvin. Here di alcohols or glycols will be produced out here. Okay, then also we can take one more example. Prop1 reacted with H2O and oxidation is done out here in the presence of dilute KMnO4 at 273 Kelvin. Here CH3CHOH, CH3CH2OH, propane 1,2 diol is formed out here. Okay, acidic potassium permanganate on acidic potassium dichromate oxidizes alkenes to ketones or acid depend upon the nature of the alkenes and the experimental conditions. CH3 twice C double bond CH2 in the presence of KMnO4 hydro and reduction will be done out here, and propane 2-1 will be formed out here. Propane oxidation will be done out here, and propane 2-1 will be formed out here with carbon dioxide and water. Next process is the ozonolysis. Ozonolysis of alkene involves the addition of ozone molecules to alkenes to form ozonoids and then cleavage of the ozonides by ZnH2O to smaller molecules. This reaction is highly useful in detecting the position of the double bond. Okay, for detecting the position of the double bond, this type of test is done. So when propene is taken with ozone, here ozonoid will be formed out here. Now this ozonoid will break. Okay, this ozonoid will break like this. Okay, this ozonide will break like this and in the presence of Zn and H2O, in the presence of Zn and H2O to form ethanol and methanol. Okay, ethanol and methanol. Similarly, 2-methyl propene, when 2-methyl propene is taken here, so ozonide will be formed out here. Okay, ozonide will be formed out here. Then breakage will be done here in the presence of zinc and water. Okay, and prop2on and formaldehyde will be formed out. Polymerization. Okay, so we know about polythene. So the polythene is one of the polymer of ethene only. Okay, ethene only. So polymerization in the presence of catalyst at very high pressure and at very high temperature is done. Okay, and this process is known as polymerization, where monomers of ethanes are combined with each other to form the polymers. Okay,